Oh, I didn't see you there. I suppose you've come by this week's bio episode to learn a little bit more about Coach.
Welcome, Knights of the Roll Table. We're going to do our biography here of Coach, played by the beloved Weston Gardner. Weston Gardner, who composed our theme music. Weston, tell us a little bit about you.
Hello, everybody. My name is Weston Gardner, and I am a composer. I have been in the music scene for most of my life. I was in a rock band for 10 years, and then I decided to not do that anymore. I decided to just start making music by myself and kind of teaching people music for a while. And then I found a Twitch show, and that turned me on to Dungeons & Dragons, something that I never, ever thought I was going to do. And I absolutely fell in love with it. And then I convicted, yes. More or less, seven
whole other chapter in my life.
Of my
7 years
closest
later.
friends to try out D&D with me. And they, after a lot of fandangling and getting their thoughts on it, and kind of making them think certain things about it, they decided to try it out. And I've been playing ever since. So, yeah, it's been really cool. And then I was able to combine my music stuff with my D&D stuff. And now I write themes for characters and for parties and for podcasts, all in the tabletop RPG, Dungeons & Dragons, Pathfinder, Starfinder space.
Really, if I wanted to get my own done, how would I contact you?
Well, random stranger, you can often find me in the Instagram verse. Just Make My Anthem is what I've called my little page, my profile, because every character deserves an anthem, just like Darth Vader has one.
Not for nations anymore.
Yes, North Korea's theme.
Kind of a micro.
We're not talking about nations, though, Jeff. We're talking about adventure characters like PCs.
Yeah. I've been brought here under false pretenses. I thought this was a model UN club.
We got the microphones all set up, so yeah.
By the way, folks at home, if you're putting together the perfect D&D group, and not players, not like I need a rogue and a cleric and a fighter, but like the right people to have around your table, definitely get a composer, definitely get an artist like Chris, gets that person who always wants to bring food, who's baking fresh cookies.
I haven't done that in a while, you guys.
Jen shows up with food.
She literally just brought us cupcakes.
But I didn't bake those.
They were just literally here in the studio. She had them on hand. Yes. Okay. Those are the people you want if all things being equal,
Jeff,
and you have more than one person.
And to Jeff Frank.
Jeff brings beer.
Jeff brews his own beer.
Jeff makes beer.
I have to bring him his empties. Yes. If you wonder how this group came together. All right, we're gonna need beer.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's me.
So Coach, tell us about Coach and his life.
Well, Coach grew up in the bustling metropolis of a city called Iron Haven. Iron Haven is a dwarven central under-mountain hundreds who has been around for thousands of years. They have a giant skylight, high, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of feet above the city. Lots of different mines, all sorts of not super culturally diverse, except for the influx of drow.
So the drow came up from like underneath the mountain?
They did, seeking refuge. And the dwarves had been at war with them for a long time, but still hesitantly took them in. Anyway, he kind of grew up during this time, and he and his pop worked this mine, and they just called Earthheart.
Any relation to XX Bloody Heart?
No,
Totally
absolutely
okay.
not.
All right.
In fact, Coach is offended that you would even bring that up.
Okay, don't tell him.
But he, his dad started the mine, and found it very, very successful. Employed hundreds of dwarves there, and he found his love of his life, Namely, and they had a kid.
Namely?
And Namely.
What?
And
Coach is a dad?
oh yeah,
What?
and they had a son named Dendon,
What?
and
No one asked.
literally
None of us asked.
Maya's whole world would be shattered right now.
God, we're the monsters. There may be a book of monsters, but we are the real monsters. How
Jeff
did we not
Frank
ask?
Hell
in
is
the
other
appendix.
people,
Go
Jeff.
Us
back.
other people. Wow.
And yeah, so he grew up in this mine, had a family, and eventually there was a cave-in in one of the tunnels, and it killed his father and also his wife, who should not have been there. She was actually just taking his dad some food, and she was killed in this.
She was a Grubhub employee.
She was what would that even be called? I'll let
Grub.
just grub. No, she was
They're not
just doing a nice thing and bringing him some
That's what you
For
get
her
for doing
father-in-law?
nice things.
for her father-in-law.
And there's a cave-in.
Cave-in, and Namely was killed. Coach did his best to take over the mine, but he was a better worker than he was a manager of the mine, and things started to go sideways very, very quickly for him. He kind of mismanaged things. It's definitely not his forte. And his cousin came to him. Turna is her name, and his cousin, decided to kind of take over the mine and help him with the mine. And Coach readily accepted her help. But Turna had different ideas on how she wanted to run the mine. She had these kind of newfangled principles of maybe we could enchant some weapons and have them do the digging for us. And Coach did not believe this was the way things should be done. People should be doing them. We're going to get much better efficiency, having dwarven eyes looking at the material, getting the ore that we need, and
Put in danger.
exactly. Well, still, Turna definitely suffered from the loss of Pops as well. So they just came at it at different angles. Eventually, Turna actually kind of took the mine from Coach. And Coach, in an effort to kind of show up Turna, he started his own mining company with his son, who at this point was in his 70s, 50s, 70s. Dwarves live a long time. And he said that he was going to go out and find some hardy people to come back and show up Turna, that the ways that they had been doing things were the right ways to do them. They shouldn't rely on cheap tricks and magic to do those things.
So when he's sending people back to the mines, he's sending them back to their upstart competitor mine, to
Correct.
Turna's mine, which was his family mine.
Mm-hmm.
And so is his son Denden the person back there who'd be
Kind of training them and receiving them and showing them the ropes. And I think that Coach realizes that it's kind of a long shot to make this happen, but he's very, very determined not to let the way that Pops did things. And I mean, just all of the employees that were put out of work because of these kind of magical pitches and magical miners.
boo.
Yeah, exactly. So he's trying to empower the workforce, trying to make this work again. Yeah.
Make Ironheart great again.
Because capitalism is the real monster. Fight the power.
Is her last name Blind Eye?
I don't get it.
Turn
Go
a
ahead.
blind
Because
eye.
she turned one.
Turn a blind eye. Yeah.
Turn a
Yeah.
blind eye.
That's Jeff's
Turn up.
contribution
Oh, I get it.
to your
Turn up.
heartbreaking family
Oh, yeah.
story.
Thanks.
Yes.
Good night, everybody.
All right, see you later, Jeff.
Chew myself out.
2 more months.
Yeah, Coach is definitely middle-aged. He's definitely kind of lived a life and is doing his best to make the future better in the only way that he's ever seen really work for people.
So I was just re-listening to our first episode, and like the first couple times I referred to you, initially he was going to be Coach Larch.
Yeah.
And I called him Larch like once or twice in that very first episode, and like very quickly we just like clearly he's just Coach.
He's Coach.
Like,
Yeah.
Is that his actual name or is his actual name Coach? Like, what do you think is
His name is actually Coach Larch Earthheart. Is his full name.
nice?
But
Coach.
but everybody calls
We're learning so much about him
Wow.
today.
so Coach he likes that term because that's the term that his pops called him. He just called him Coach.
Part of the original like concept of Coach was like he was basically like a baseball
Oh yeah,
scout,
totally.
which is what he's doing
That's
for
exactly
the
what
mines.
he's doing.
Which like we stumbled around eventually that he's recruiting for the minor leagues.
The minor leagues. That's correct.
Is that actually a term that they would use?
That
in there, you
could
think,
very
or
well be the name of his new mine.
the minor leagues.
The minor leagues. But it was probably Dendon's idea to
Hey,
call
Dad, I got the perfect name.
Yeah, I like that idea, son. That sounds great.
All right, so cousin Turna is at the Earthheart mine, and she's doing business there with all the magical weapons clinking and digging all around, and Coach has to walk past all of the tunnels and quarry where it should be filled with dwarves, and it's just filled with a bunch of magical enchanted weapons.
It's just everybody.
Oh, it just makes him crazy. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna go there. All right. So he makes
There's
his
no
way.
more singing in the mines.
It's just quiet.
because
It's
there's no
just
more dwarven singing
the heartless tapping and clinking.
of capitalism.
After a while, somebody goes, hey, no, get off.
All right. So he makes his way to his cousin Turna, and there she is. Like, oh,
So I see that you're still doing the clinkety clankety magically thing.
yeah. That's so good. It's going great.
Yeah, is it? Because most of the people that I've been talking to have been saying that they're not doing so hot. All the people that you put out of work here.
Well, yeah, but we've got to make money here. We've got to be efficient. We've got to keep things going for Pops in his mine. And we just turned it just last week. We pulled 3 tons out of the South Quarter, and that's a record. That's a record for the South Quarter. What do you think of that?
3.2, Turna.
Thanks, Kevin.
Yeah, well, Kevin, you don't really know the quality of that ore, do you? Because you just put it on that tram there and you just lift it back up to the surface.
I do not know that.
It's been selling nonetheless, so I think that's what's going just fine. How's your little mine going up there?
You know, we're just kind of starting it out. It's gonna be something great, just like Pops would have always wanted, because you know he liked things done in a certain way, and that was to control the quality of everything. I can't believe you're putting Pops' name on this junk that you're digging out of the earth.
Well, the march of dwarven industry is moving forward. All right, Larch. People don't want to work in the mines anymore. The young, fresh, hipster dwarves nowadays, they want to craft things. They want to build things. There's new technology growing all the way. I don't think I could fill this mine with good dwarven workers, even if I wanted to.
Well, I'm gonna make I'm gonna make that change. I'm gonna find the people.
Oh, and how are you gonna do that? You just gonna like walk around with a sandwich board? You're gonna put out a help wanted sign?
No, I'm gonna take it under my own hands. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go out there. I'm gonna find those guys who and gals, whatever, those strong people who want to come back here and make a difference and make something that is gonna be lasting. The name that Pops put on all of his products here at Earthheart is not gonna be sullied by a bunch of cheaply made and crumbling societies in 50 years when their buildings all come tumbling down on them.
All right. Well, good luck, Coach. I honestly wish you the best.
Okay. I'm out.
Fine. Be out.
I'm
Go.
leaving. Like I'm leaving.
You should go. You should leave.
Yeah, well,
Good luck.
I'm going to.
Okay. Bye.
Bye, Kevin.
Bye. Coach, did you want your lucky pickaxe?
No.
Okay, I'll just use it then.
I've got hammers now. Like real dwarves use. He leaves.
Okay, bye. She wants the last word.
Yeah. Oh, dang, she's gone.
All right.
And that's Gooch.
When's lunch break?
Wait, that guy's here.
Where'd you even come from?
I pull a double shift. I start on the
Jeez.
council and then I end here. I have high rent. I have high rent in the Feywild. It's expensive to live there.
Double dwarf minor.
I have to do both.
He's surprisingly good.
Got good forearm.